Men are staying single and relaxing at home, and women are beginning to notice. It's amazing. Women thought that they could treat men however they wanted to treat men, and it would just keep on going on forever. Hard times are here. They are. Everyone is struggling financially right now. The amount of debt that the average person is carrying in the United States is ridiculous. All of the wealth is being sucked out of this country, out of the United States. People are paying, in many cases, 10 to 20 times more for the same food and the same items that people are paying for in other countries. It's so crazy. I'll look at like a taco in America, and the same taco in another country will cost the equivalent of 30 cents. You heard me right. 30, and it's a better taco filled with meat, filled to the brim with meat, freshly cooked. And that will cost 30 cents in another country. That'll cost 30 cents in Mexico. And, for $2, you can eat well over there. You can eat very, very well. And you get all the fixings, everything. And then you have American society, where that same meal will easily run you like 13 bucks. 13 bucks. What you will get in Mexico for $1 or $2, you will spend 13 bucks in the United States minimum. Maybe even as much as 20 bucks. And the food is not even as fresh. It's not as fresh, it's not as tasty. It's terrible. Women are basically on social media right now, bumming food off men, begging men for food. All right, saying that a man who doesn't want to spend a lot of money on a woman gives her the icks. What's going on right now is women are basically seeing the writing on the wall. Some women are seeing the writing on the wall. That's why you have the TradCon women. A lot of these women, they're still dressed like 304s. Are they trying to pretend like they're all holier than thou? But the reality is that they realize that the writing's been on the wall. Men are not spending money on them anymore. Men are not going on dates anymore. You have women saying, okay, I'm happy going on a date, like a free date now. Yeah, you're happy going on a free date because men aren't asking you out on dates anymore. Okay? You know that you don't want a man taking you on a free date. You know that, all right? Oh, I love a man who would just sit in the car with me and talk about aliens and all this other. Bro, look at how you're dressed. Look at the way that you look. You're not looking for that kind of man. You're not looking for the dude from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay? You don't want to date Jamal from IT. Okay? You want to date 50. You want to date 50. Even though 50 doesn't want to date you, you want to date 50. You want to date 21 Savage. All right. You want to date 69. You want to date these. You want to run around with Chris Brown and pay Chris Brown $1,000 for a photo. Yes, women are out here paying Chris Brown hundreds of dollars just for a single photo. This is the reality. All right. I've said it plenty of times. The guy that's 6 feet tall, that has a six-pack, that makes above six figures a year, that is the plan B guy. Because the men that they love are the Chads, Tyrones, Pookies, Ray Rays, Enriquez, Miguel's, Little Panchos. They love Little Pancho. They love Little Pancho. He's there, fat little belly, laying in your bed, kicking up his little heels. Okay? Yeah, I mean, he has your pillow between his legs. Sometimes a little pee-pee slips out, but it's okay because she loves him. And it's not like it's her pillow, it's your pillow. All right. And he knows it's your pillow too. All right. It's like a dog. It's like a little chihuahua. He's going and marking his territory. And he's like, this is your territory? No, senor. It's my territory. It's my territory. Okay. And this, and you've got this woman like constantly saying mi amor, because she doesn't call you, she doesn't say anything like that to you, all right? But she calls him her amor because that's the man that she loves. That's the man that she loves, okay? And he's in your bed, farting in your bed, getting burrito sauce all over your bed, all right? Staining your sheets, and it's just how it is. I have a comment from one of my subscribers. This came from William Bruce. He said, been married 2 times from 18, did 13 years married, kid job. She was lazy AF, didn't do anything but complain, left that, went directly into a 17-year living hell. She didn't have kids. We were 24. She couldn't have kids, so she became a dog mom. Nuff said, major red flag. Lazy too. Couldn't cook or anything. She cheated. Divorced me. Took everything, y'all. Took everything. Dude's 48 years old. This is sad. This is sad. All right? Nor I've been single 7 years, and I love it. I make $17 an hour. Remember what I told y'all, that the average man could live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. I make $17 an hour. My truck's paid for last week. I bought an Xbox One. All right? And fellas, I'm chilling. My apartment fully furnished now. At 48, I wish I wouldn't have fallen for the trick. You know, get married, get a house, have kids, blah, blah, blah. I'll never play games again. Okay? I will never play games again that I cannot win. Well, except life. We can't win that. We can't win that one, I believe. My other hobbies are building motorized bikes. I've made 3. So stay single. This is the reality of it. And see, this is something that some other women have pointed this out. That what's happening right now is that a lot of these men who had their lives torn apart by women in Western society, what they're doing right now is they are rebuilding. Okay? These men are rebuilding. This is a quality that men have. All right? Because even after their lives get destroyed, sure, they'll suffer. They'll suffer for a number of years. But these men are rebuilding their lives. And then once those child support payments are up and all of that is over, the woman is left with nothing. Like, this was a comment from Kathy. I don't actually feature Kathy's comments a lot, but Kathy was here before Mayumi. She was one of the only women on the channel, and this is one of her comments. She says, they're men. They can rebuild. And I've said this before that, you know, women are the gatekeepers of physical intimacy, but men are the gatekeepers of the relationship. There is no relationship without the man. So the woman has to do everything in her power to get the man to enter in a relationship. The problem is that men are conditioned in society to be selfless and to put everyone before themselves, and that's how men end up destroying their lives. Well, the reality is that the man is the prize. But now our men are going into their soft guy era, and you have everyone screeching and hollering, everyone from your average 304 to the pastor at the church, who's screeching and hollering and saying that soft guy era is the mark of the beast, and it's something from the devil, and you know, because men don't want to marry, men don't want to date, men don't want to have relations. I showed this video. I'm going to pop up right now. I actually showed it in another video I discussed, but I want to do it again because I want you to listen to this pastor because it's messing the money up for them now.
Young guys are doing with their time and energy. Porn, social media, video games, the beast, the false prophet, and the antichrist. That's what they're doing. Single guys in your 20s, here's what we know. 68% of guys in their 20s today are not dating a woman, not intending to date a woman, have no actual interest in a relationship with a female, and are making no movement toward marriage whatsoever. In the last few years, a lot of young men just moved home with their mother. They have no intention of ever moving out until they can find a girlfriend in her 20s or 30s with a good job and low expectations. And then their hope is to move into her house and have her pick up where mom left off. And what these are generational curses and bad patterns that are destroying young men. Destroying young men. And today, young men are an endangered species. And everything in our culture is to absolutely remove their masculinity and to ruin their legacy.
See, soft guy era is messing it up right now, okay? Because the church is in cahoots with the women in the church. I told you, the church is not a place for the men, for the average man. Okay, because the goal of the church is just like the goal of the government. This is why they have separation of church and state, because if they did not, then the church ends up ruling over the state. Okay, the church is just another state in and of itself. And what's the purpose of the state? To extract wealth and resources from men. What's the purpose of the church? To extract wealth and resources from men. How does Jesus define a church? Jesus defines a church as a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ. A church is not a building. It is not a place. It is simply a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ. That is what a church is. So the church, the modern day church, does not represent what an actual church is. It is just a place where men go to have their value extracted from them. And women, and just like women are in cahoots with the state, women are in cahoots with the church, because the church is just another form of a state. All right, it is a state in and of itself. It is an organization. It is a corporation. It is designed to extract wealth and resources from men and reallocate those resources to its shareholders. Yes, the church has shareholders. This is how it operates. So men are no longer getting married. Men are no longer having children. Men are no longer playing along. And it's costing them lots of money. 68% of men have, that's what he quoted, have no interest in marrying, dating, having any relationships, moving back in with mom. And they're calling it, listen to what he said, we need masculinity back. These are generational curses. And do you hear what he called video games? All right. He called it the worst of the worst. He called video games themselves the Antichrist, because men are replacing relationships with video games. Video games are more than enough. All right. They're getting lots and lots of happiness from their PlayStations, from their Nintendo Switches, from their Xboxes. It's lit. It's absolutely lit. Men are more than happy to just play games and chill. And I showed you the example of this dude. He rebuilt. He's 48. He rebuilt his life. His wife, the ex, she took everything. His second wife took everything. It took him 2 times to learn his lesson. Some guys, it takes 3. And on a rare occasion, it takes more. It took him 2 times to learn his lesson. I'm a humble man. I've learned my lesson, but then I'll have men come to my channel and run their mouths to me. And it's clearly a man who hasn't learned his lesson yet. And then they come back later on like, Angry, you were right. I read about what? Read about everything. I lost everything. I got screwed. All right? I don't have any money and I'm homeless now. And these men come back looking pathetic as hell, like they just got taken to the vet and the vet just clamped and they just lost their manhood. Pathetic as hell. Where are you sleeping? Because there's only 2 places that these people end up sleeping, because it's very hard to get into shelters. So either they're sleeping in the streets or they're sleeping in the woods. Most of the time. Sleeping in the streets or sleeping in the woods. Because a lot of times men have nowhere to turn to. They have no family to turn to. They have no one to turn to. So they have to go to the streets. That's the reality. While a woman can easily find a plan C guy, or at worst part, a plan D guy. D is for desperate, that at least get her off the streets. Plan C guy, that's a guy making like, $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 a year. And that's a plan C guy. She'll use that guy as a come up. All right. And then plan B guys, those are the guys that make above 6 figures that she's going to build her life off. Those are the guys that make above 6 figures. Those are the guys that those are the millionaires. Those are the guys with the 6-pack. Those are the guys that are 6 feet tall. Those are the plan B guys. Plan A guys, those are the really, really high value guys that are like worth $100 million. They have lots of influence. Like those are the guys like LeBron James and the Tates and those types of people. All right. And then, of course, there's the plan S guys, plan sensual guys. Those are the men that she actually loves. Those are the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Chaz, the Tyrones, the little Ponchos, the Sanchos. Those people, those are the men that she actually loves. Okay. But men are walking away. They're waking up, walking away, saying, no more, no more. They're staying single and relaxing at home, eating well, sleeping well, playing games, chilling, playing their guitar, driving, racing their bikes, whatever. Some of these dudes are buying acres of land and basically building out obstacle courses or what, like literally living their best lives, building home gyms. As a man, you can transform the world around you, which is something that modern women just cannot do. Guys, by the way, don't forget that I have another channel called Men Walking Away. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, you want even more of this content, consider checking out the Men Walking Away channel. There's a link to the description of the video. You can go check it out, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. What do you guys think? Men are staying single and relaxing at home. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away, and cheers.